Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Rachel. Welcome to a new reading vlog. This is just gonna be a classique weekly reading vlog. I don't know what I'm gonna read. I'm gonna be working through my September TBR. I may pick up books that are off of my September TBR. We'll see, but I'm just gonna take you guys along with me through the week as I read. I have already started my first book. We need to discuss it. I'm only like 50 pages in, so take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. But I want to say it. I want to say it because this is how I feel. I am reading Silver Cloak by L.K. Stephen, and this is spectacular. This is literally so good, and just the writing. The writing is everything. The writing is so detailed and so specific and beautiful and informative, and we're getting a lot of information, but it's not info dumpy. This is everything to me. I'm so excited about this book. I have had very high hopes for this book, and so far they are exceeding my hopes, honestly. This world is so cool, and this is a story that feels very different to like anything I've ever read. It feels like a story that the author like needed to tell. Like this was a story that truly just like organically came out of this author, as opposed to sometimes do you read a book and you feel like as you're reading it that an author may have just sat down and been like, I want to write this type of book. I want to write this type of book with these tropes, and I'm gonna make something happen. And that's totally fine. But then there are those cases where you're reading a book where you're like, oh, the author had no choice but to write this book because it came out of them just so genuinely, organically, and the words were screaming in their head and the characters were screaming in their head to be put down on paper. That is what this book feels like so far. I am so obsessed with it. It is an adult fantasy. There is a romance, but I so far would not call it a fantasy romance. I think it feels more just like fantasy with a romance subplot, definitely more focused on the plot and the magic and our main character's development, but we'll see, maybe it'll get more romantic as it goes on. But let me tell you what this book is about. We are following our main character, Saffron. She lives in a world where magic is sourced from pleasure and from pain. It's such a cool magic system. So pleasure increases the quantity of your magic, but then pain increases the quality of your magic. So it's like a necessary evil and then like a necessary pleasure. So people grow up in this world, they hone their powers, they do use wands, which is really cool. And our main character, she is at an academy and she's actually just about to graduate. And she's going through this like final test with her fellow classmates, and she is given a rare opportunity to tear down the blood moons from the inside. And the blood moons, she has a major score to settle with. I don't want to say why she hates the blood moons so much. You will find out within the first like 10 pages of this book, but I don't know, I kind of feel like it's a spoiler. It is in the synopsis, but I'm not going to say it because I think you should just experience that for yourself, but it's literally in the prologue. She has been her whole life wanting to get back at the blood moons, and that's like why she has gone through the academy, because she wants to get to a status that she can try to take the blood moons down, and she gets the perfect opportunity. She is going to infiltrate the blood moons, she's going to become one of them, and then enact her revenge. And the romance aspect is going to come into play. It says something about a kingpin's tortured son, and she does see some type of prophecy that may be about her and him, and there is just so much here. So that's where I'm gonna leave it for now because I haven't even got to that point, but this book has so much going for it, and I'm just absolutely loving it so far. Like, I already want to recommend it to you 50 pages in. I'm not gonna do that yet, but it's like on the tip of my tongue to say that. I really like our main character, Saffron. She is very smart. She is witty. She is a little bit more subdued. She's kind of more willing to just like let her classmates be, they're very high strung or they're very angry or they're very sarcastic or whatever, and she's kind of just like friends with everyone. So I'm really excited to see her character develop more. And oh my god, you guys, the magic system in the world and the history, like the author has just put so much into this. There's so much description and there's so much history put into this book. Like the author explains like, oh, this happened and these are the people involved and this is how it happened and this is how this has impacted this. And there's all these different like magical spells. There's like killing curses. There's like all these different things. There are so many details in all of that. It's not just like, oh yeah, they have magic and it works. Don't ask me how. The author is going to like give you a play-by-play and a step-by-step and why certain things are the way that they are. Oh my god. It's just chock full. I'm loving it. I'm so appreciating this. It's making me realize how many books I've read that just don't have the level of depth and information and world building and all of that, and just many things to mull over. But I'm really loving Silver Cloak so far. I hope it continues to go well. Imagine if I don't end up liking this, I'm not even gonna put that out into the universe. This is going great. I'm loving it. I think I'm going to really, really be impacted by this book. And I just think it's so, so cool. Also, the map in this book is amazing. I'll show you guys in the B-roll because it deserves a moment. Probably one of the prettiest maps I've ever seen. And I'm just so excited to explore this world more. So Silvercloak is going amazing, sweetie. I absolutely love her, and I will keep you guys updated on my thoughts. Hello friends, so I am on page 267 of Silvercloak, which means I am a certain percent done, not entirely sure, but oh my god, this is still incredible. This is still so, so good. I cannot recommend this book enough. I'm recommending it. I haven't finished it. I don't care. I am recommending this book. Oh my god. Especially if you are more partial to fantasy and plot rather than romance. Like, you like a fantasy romance that has equal measures of both, but if you're just like a fantasy reader through and through, you, I think, will really, really love this book. This is so great. I just love how anytime something is mentioned as far as like an event or a type of magic or a location or something like that, there's always like a little side explanation of like, oh, and yeah, like 500 years ago this happened there and that's why this is how it is now, and oh, that person did this and that's why they went to prison but they're out now and this was the result of that. Like, there is so much here. There's so much lore. It is deep. I feel like, honestly, this is a book that is going to need to be reread. And honestly, oh my god, amazing book for annotating. I feel like there's just so much here. If you are somebody who just like obsesses over all the world building and the information and history, you are just gonna love this book. Oh, it's just so amazing. I also really, really love our two characters that we're focusing on. Saffron, of course, is our FMC, but then we also have Levin. He is tortured. He is sad. He goes through a lot. We haven't officially confirmed what he goes through, but I feel like you can kind of tell what he deals with. And oh my gosh, I just want to like crack him open though, because he is so guarded. And I know that there's so much there, and Saffron is really trying to get to him, but he is just so guarded. I feel like he's gonna be a very slow burn character, but I'm absolutely loving him. It's great. Their dynamic is interesting though. Like, I actually don't know if romantically they're going to end up together. When I read the synopsis, it was like, oh, Saffron ends up, you know, teaming up with the Kingpin's tortured son, blah, blah, blah. And there's like some things that definitely make you go, oh, okay, yeah, so these two will probably end up together. I actually don't know. I really, really don't. But I don't have confirmation either way. And I am enjoying that. I want to be kept on my toes. I think that this book is definitely very original, very fresh in multiple ways. And I feel like maybe with the romance question mark as well. I mean, they fully could end up together, but I just think that the author is doing a good job of at least keeping that a little bit like behind the curtain. We don't exactly know. Basically what I'm trying to say is I don't know what's going to happen, and I love that. So Silvercloak is amazing. It is refreshing. I think it is intelligent. It feels like very timeless. I don't know if that makes sense, but I guess what I'm trying to say, and this is, I might have mentioned this earlier, I don't remember, but it's just not overly tropey. It's not super like current, like on the pulse of what really popular fantasy romance is right now. That's not to say that I don't love those very popular, potentially very tropey fantasy romance books. I am just appreciating how fresh this book feels, and there isn't this like super obvious trope that you're going into when you're reading this book. It's just, the story is what the story is, and that's why it feels kind of timeless to me. Like, it's just, yeah, I just think it's so good. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm really excited for the ending. I've heard the ending is really crazy, so I hope I have a big reaction to it. So I'm gonna finish this and then I will talk to you guys once I'm done. All right, besties, I have finished Silvercloak, and oh my god, one of my best books of the year. Truly in competition as maybe my best book of the year. This was absolutely incredible, so refreshing, so just what I needed, and absolutely blew me away. 5 stars, incredible, new all-time favorite. I will be highly anticipating the sequel of Silvercloak, which I believe does come out next year. I really hope it does. God, I cannot say enough good things about this book. I do not have a single critique for it. It was so incredible. I thought the romance was well done. I thought the plot was fantastic. This mystery element, this magical detective, it was just so, so cool. And like I have said a million times, I just can't get over how much detail there is. I cannot get over how rich this world feels, and I just loved it. I'm so obsessed with Silvercloak. It is a book that I cannot wait to reread before the sequel comes out, and just notice so many things that I think I probably even missed this time around because there's just so much here. It is a book that like begs to be annotated because there's just so much, so I'd love to do that in the future, but oh my god, please read Silvercloak. It is one of one, you guys. It is so good. So I'm really happy with this. My first 5-star in a while. Feels very good. All right, now book number 2 for this week. I am reading The Wind Weaver by Julie Johnson. I have started it barely though. I am on page 66. I am on chapter 7. This book really starts off with a bang. A lot happens in the first 6 chapters of this book. Our main character is a half-fae. Half-fae have essentially been eradicated in this world. Certain types of magic are gone, but right when we open our story, our main character is about to be executed. The humans have found her and hunted her down, and she's about to be executed when her execution gets interrupted by a man named Scythe, and he's very mysterious. He doesn't take his helmet off. I am sure that is because we're going to get the hot reveal, which I'm very excited for, but he takes her mid almost execution and runs off with her, and we don't quite know why. Is he keeping her alive? Why did he interrupt the execution? We really don't know where he stands or what his motivations are, but I'm really enjoying their dynamic. He is so broody and he is so just like extremely even-keeled, almost like clinical at times, really doesn't have a lot of emotion. And then our main character is obviously just going through so much. She's really been put through the ringer. So she's like, what is going on? What are you doing? Where are we going? And the two of them just kind of have to reluctantly work together as they go through treacherous woods and they encounter other enemies and get to wherever Scythe is taking our main character. So much has happened, but I really like it. I like the writing style. I'm excited to see where the story goes. So I'm going to keep reading The Wind Weaver today, and I will talk to you guys soon. Hi friends, let's talk The Wind Weaver. I am on page 186. I think I'm like close to a third of the way through. So much has happened. Oh my goodness. Okay, so our female main character, actually just where I left off, has been introduced to a new character. I think we're gonna have multiple love interests. I don't know if this is a love triangle or what. I think now that I'm saying that, I feel like I kind of remember that being part of the marketing and what got me excited about this book, but we have someone new in our midst. I'm very excited about that. This book has been really interesting with the pacing. So much has happened, but I feel like because of a lot of the main character's reluctance to accept a lot of what is happening, the plot hasn't really like moved forward yet, but I think that's where we are getting to. I actually really like having a female main character who does have these powers, and this is not a spoiler, this is literally in the description of the book, that she is kind of the last remaining one of her kind, and she has this power that could like kick off a prophecy and make the world a better place. But what I like about our main character's kind of personality and viewpoint on this whole thing is she's so reluctant to it. She really does not know like if she wants to do this, if she wants to take that on. And I feel like so often we do have main characters who are like, yes, I'm gonna do this. I'm immediately gonna be a badass. I'm immediately gonna be taking it on and just like do what I need to do in order to save the world. And while that is very noble, I feel like this is more realistic where she's like, wait, I don't know if like this is what I want to do, and like I'm just trying to survive, and I don't really know a lot about this, and I don't really know how to act in this moment. So I do like that spin on a character. I think it is fresh. I feel like with the potential budding romance that we've had so far early on in the book, it's been okay. I haven't been like dying and obsessed over it, but I'm hopeful that we're going to get more romantic development with either the guy that we have been around this whole time or maybe a new character, and we'll see more of that romantic development happen because that's what I'm wanting. I'm wanting a bit more of the romance in this book. But I like the world. I like the side characters that we've met. We've had some fun, like funny comedic side characters, and I'm excited about this book. So I'm gonna keep reading and I will talk to you guys when I have more to say. Hello friends, happy Saturday. I have spent like all morning getting my video for tomorrow all edited and ready to go. go and I can finally sit down and talk to you all and read. I literally cannot wait to sit here and read for like hours for the rest of the day. But before I talk about the book I'm currently reading, let's talk about the book that I just finished, The Wind Weaver by Julie Johnson. I ended up giving The Wind Weaver 4 stars. This was really good. It's a good start to a fantasy romance series. I don't think that I loved it as much as I thought I would. I really thought this was going to be like a 5-star fantasy romance for me, but it is very good and I do like it, and there's just a lot of potential here, I think, for an incredible series. I'm really excited for book 2. I'll definitely pick it up, but I did have just like an issue with the pacing. I think that so much happened in the beginning, and then I feel like we hit this really hard like stall, and then we plateaued for a while and we were just kind of like hanging out and meeting people. I just feel like the plot did not progress as much as I wanted to equally throughout the entire book. So I did find myself kind of being like, okay, come on, let's get things going. And then of course we did have like a really crazy ending. So I don't know, I think it's a good setup for book 2, but just not an absolutely perfect book pacing wise. I'm also like so curious about the romance. I don't know where the romance is going. I don't really want to say too much because I don't know what's a spoiler, but I don't know what we're doing. Like we're either doing one thing or we're doing something very different. And literally, like, how descriptive can I get? Yeah, I'm really curious to see where the romance is gonna go. I'm here for it though. I'm intrigued, I'm excited. I like our characters. I like our male main characters. Wind Weaver was good, 4 stars. I really liked it. Okay, so the next book that I'm gonna be reading in today's vlog is The Second Death of Locke by V.L. Bovalino. I love this cover. Oh my God. This was a cover ad to TBR on Goodreads. Like, I saw this cover on Instagram a couple months ago and I was just like, oh my God, that looks amazing. I'm so obsessed. I love the vibe so much. I have read the first chapter of this book. I started it last night. The chapters are kind of long. This first chapter was 25 pages. And, you know, I don't want to give an update when I've only read one chapter, but I'm going to because I simply have to. So take this with a grain of salt. Obviously, I've literally read one chapter, but this is so good so far. Oh my God, I'm already getting 5-star vibes. I'm already getting one of my best books of the year vibes. I love the writing and I love the setup, and oh my God, the yearning and the tension and the emotion and the romance is already so strong in this first chapter. And I feel like we've learned so much about the characters so far. We have Gray and then we have Kier. Gray is our female main character and we're in her POV. She is a knight and she's the hand to Kier, who is a mage. And basically she like either is his like magic power source or she like supports him and his magic, and basically she's like a well of magic and is there for him. And in this world, hands and mages get assigned to one another and they work in tandem. And our female main character Gray is so down bad for Kier. She has very strong feelings for him. She does not know if he feels the same, but she like, oh my God, just the way that it's described when they're around each other, her inner monologue, just how much she feels for him. But then also we do a really good job of like establishing the plot and where that is going and how like epic this world I'm hoping is gonna be. I feel like we're starting off in a really great spot. It's just amazing. And oh my God, I just love the way that their relationship is set up. I feel like this is gonna be basically friends to lovers. They're really good friends. They've spent so much time together. There is at least one-sided attraction, and there's just like so many moments already in this first chapter where we just see this really intense connection that they have. And I'm so excited to explore it. I just love this book so far. I can't believe I feel that way after the first chapter, but I am just like, I don't know. There were like some scenes that I'm like, I don't feel like I should be here right now. Like I feel like I'm intruding on something. He gave her like a back massage, which like they're very just like platonic with one another. They change in front of each other. They massage each other's sore muscles. Our female main character is dying because she's like so attracted to him, but then she also wants to just like, you know, be professional and stick to her duty, and she like knows what is needed of her, but then she's also wondering like, but is he into me? I don't know. And like, oh my God, it is just so good. So I'm absolutely loving this book. One chapter in, and I hope that I continue to. So I'm gonna keep reading and I'll keep you guys updated on my thoughts. Hi friends. Okay, let's do an update on The Second Death of Locke. I am getting really close to the 50% mark. This is so good. This is so just purely excellent, no notes. I'm absolutely loving this book. Also, another book like Silvercloak that is unique, and I think it really stands on its own. I personally have never read anything like this, and that's not just because of like the friends to lovers aspect in the fantasy romance, which I have read very few friends to lovers fantasy romances, but the plot itself, the characterization, just the way that this book is written, I think feels really specific to this author and to the story, and I just absolutely love that. The yearning, you guys, every single book that I've ever said to you all, like, oh my God, besties, the yearning, get into it. No, just erase those from your memory. This is the yearning book. There's so much yearning between our characters. It is insane. Like, it is, I can feel it. I can feel it so much. The author does such a good job at writing that, at making that leap off the page. There's also this like really specific tenderness between our characters, and it's like painful at times because it's like you just want to get in the book and be like, hello, do you guys not see what's going on? There's like so many layers to it as well. It's so complicated, but also not complicated at all, and it just makes everything so like intense between the two of them. I love their friends. We have this like found family thing going on. This world also feels very like queer normative. Also, Silvercloak is very queer normative as well. I wanted to make sure I said that. I forget if I did, but adding that in now, Silvercloak and this book, it's so good. Like, the characters are wonderful, the side characters are wonderful, the tension is insane, the romance is so good, and then I haven't even got to the plot because we're now really getting more into the plot. And one thing that I have not discussed with you all, which this is a part of the official summary, so not a spoiler, but our girl Grey, she is a long lost heir to the island of Locke, and essentially she is connected to magic existing. If she were to die, magic would cease to exist. Nobody knows that she is alive. She has hidden her identity for years and years and years. Here, our male main character does know who she is, does know her history, but the two of them have not told anyone. It would be so dangerous for Locke if anyone found out. And there's just so many layers to that on why it just makes the story like so high stakes. And oh my god, I can't wait to see where that's gonna go. I really don't know. As we get to know Grey more and more, we really get to see that she has complex feelings about being the heir of Locke and what that all means, and what does she actually want, and what does that mean for her and Kier, and just like all these different things. So there's just like so many little complexities all kind of working together in this book that I think are just so well done. There's just like so much more that I haven't even mentioned. I love this. I think this is such a special book. I'm just like overwhelmed with how much I love it. I hope that I continue to love it this much. I can't wait to see how it ends. I also just like, I need them to kiss a little bit, just to see what that's like. They are so touchy with one another, but it's this very like, we're really good friends, we've known each other forever. They're also like knights together and they are in battle, so they have like this, oh, there's no modesty here between us. Like, we bathe in front of each other, we help each other out, we massage each other, we are sleeping next to each other all the time. But like I said, there's that tenderness that exists between them. I just need them to kiss. I just need them to try it once, see what happens. But I really hope that we get that in this book. It's definitely feeling very slow burn because it's like they're so established as really good friends who are just like extremely close and have this really, really deep bond that it's like, how do you get past that? How do you get to the next level? How do these two get out of the friend zone? I don't know, but I'm loving every single painful second of it. So this book is beautiful. There's also a maturity to these characters that I really like. They don't feel like super young. They're not making like a bunch of dumb decisions. They're very smart, very level-headed, and they're not like super dramatic or anything. I think they're like very clear-eyed about what they need to do, even if they aren't entirely sure what the outcome is going to be. I think that they're just like really smart main characters, which, you know, we need that. So this is just perfection so far. I'm gonna keep reading. I'll talk to you guys later. Hello friends, how are we doing? We have reached the end of the road, the end of this vlog. I have finished the second death of Locke. It was so good. It was so good. Cannot recommend it enough. It is not a 5-star though. I really thought I was gonna give this book 5 stars, but I am giving it a very, very strong 4.5 star. I really, really loved it, but it wasn't a 5-star because I was a little underwhelmed by the ending, I have to say. And this is partly my fault because, first of all, PSA, this is a standalone. Did you guys know that? I did not know that. I thought that this was the first book in a series. And when you are thinking that you are reading the first book in a fantasy series, your brain just processes things differently than when you think you are reading a standalone. And I don't know why I thought that this was the first book in a series, but it is not. This is a standalone. However, This is the first standalone in a series of interconnected standalones. So if you look up this series, you are going to see that there are other books coming, but they will be following different characters. We are following a different couple in book 2 who I don't think we even meet in book 1, unless I totally missed that, but I didn't recognize their names. Imagine my surprise as we're getting closer and closer to the end, and I'm like, okay, I'm feeling like things have wrapped up really nicely with the bow. What's going to be the thing? What is going to be the reason that everything falls apart? What string is going to get pulled? Is just going to make the most devastating cliffhanger. That never came. That never came. And so I finished it and I was like, I think that was a standalone. And then I look it up and yes, in fact, it was a standalone. That did impact kind of my enjoyment of the end of the book. However, I do also stand by the fact, even looking at this book as a standalone, I felt that the ending was a little bit slow and a little bit underwhelming. And so that is why I'm not giving it a 5-star rating, but it is still very, very good, very well written. Everything that I loved about this book, that never changed throughout the entire process of reading it. I think just the ending didn't quite hit for me. So no, going into this, that is a standalone and I'm sure you're gonna have a great time. You may also find the ending a little bit underwhelming the way that I did, but I really loved this book. I'm so glad I read it, and I will definitely be picking up the next book in the series following different characters. All right, friends, so that is going to be it for this week's reading vlog. If you would like to let me know that you made it to this point in the video, go ahead and leave the sword emoji. Please make sure that you're following me on all of my social media. They are linked down below: my TikTok, my Instagram, and my Goodreads. I also have a Patreon. That is where I host my fantasy romance book club. We are doing a series read along with live shows. I post bonus videos there. I host reading sprints there. If you are watching this video on the day that it comes out, tomorrow, Monday, October 20th, we are starting an autumn equinox readathon. You can join us if you go to the link down below and join my Patreon. I really appreciate that you watched this video. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. I love you all so much, and I will catch you guys in the next one.